Hi guys, we are at MAKAHIYA Fitness. We are with the real killer, mate, James.
Not that bad, am I?
I'm still struggling with my legs.
Are you?
We had a good week of
you
training. So today is Saturday. So thought to spend chill time with James. You are wonderful office mate.
Thank you, mate. Yeah. We try and do everything we can, the best of your abilities. What? Just out of interest, tell these guys how much weight you've lost this week, because that's a big achievement.
Actually, we started when I started when I was 117.5.
117.5, yeah, that's right, and you were
120. I'm 21.7. So today I am 18.2, 118.2,
yeah.
and I am 113.9.
Which is only in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And with a bit of blip in the middle, which was their birthday, which was a mega blip.
Yeah. So let's call it like we started on 20th of July.
Yeah.
And we work out only for like, let's say 15 days? 15?
Yeah.
2 weeks.
And with 2 weeks, with a half a week out really.
Yeah, with drinks.
Drinks and whatever.
Could you please stop looking what we are eating?
No. That's the most important thing.
Yeah. So, today we are with him to give you some knowledge about fitness. Fitness, plus what he thinks about Sri Lanka, what he thinks about lifestyle in Sri Lanka, what he thinks about food in Sri Lanka, what he thinks about construction in Sri Lanka, and what he thinks about real estate in Sri Lanka. So it's all about to give you the knowledge how things going in Sri Lanka.
Sweet.
Alright.
All of these are what we're doing today, alright? There's 17 different exercises. We're going to work every muscle group there is. Some more strength, some more cardio, some more core, some more abs. Right, let's do this then.
So James, tell us about yourself.
Well, do you want the backstory of how I got here?
Yes.
Yeah?
100%.
Okay, so probably like worth putting a bit of context because we've set up, as you know, MAKAHIYA Fitness, and we've built this place from the ground up with fitness in mind. You know, it is designed for tourism, so for people to come here and train from outside of the country, but we're also catering to the Sri Lankan market as well, and we've discovered that there is quite a big domestic market. So, you know, it's good to see, and you are one of those sets of people that come here, and we really appreciate it and love it. And it wasn't in a market that we saw straight away, if we're totally honest. My background is I always loved my sport. I played a lot of sport, played a lot of rugby, cricket, anything I could get my hands on really. And for that reason I went into doing A-levels in sport, and then after that I went to university and studied sports science, and further went on to do my teacher training. Right. So over a period of 6 years I trained to be essentially a sports teacher at schools. I spent a few years doing that. At that time I was training some people as well, and decided I really enjoyed it because you could see you can make a difference.
Yes.
But I didn't particularly enjoy spending 13 hours a day in a gym. I've spent very little time doing that. I found it quite constraining. So I carried on training some people and getting good results, and we did all sorts, so from weight loss to muscle gain. And I did start to work with some guys that were looking specifically with sports, particularly rugby. But then I got a bit sidetracked I started a construction business, and I left my teaching role as a PE teacher. I wasn't finding it fulfilling enough. It didn't matter how hard.
You've been telling one stage
had to take that decision.
Yeah, I had to make that big decision.
Yeah.
So I got out of that and I went into construction and built that up over time, and that took up a lot of my time. So the sports side of things started to fall to the wayside slightly.
Things change. Yeah.
Things change, and my construction business was doing well. But
Same like us.
Yeah.
See, we started with construction. Now doing Fatboys restaurant.
yeah. And the thing is, you know, if you put all your effort into something, you know full well that something else is going to slide a little bit, unless you've got someone there to keep it going. So yeah, but the health side of things and the fitness side has always been a massive part of my life, huge part of my life. In fact, so much so that if I don't train or don't work out, I really feel it, like physically and mentally, and I don't perform like in business or the rest of my life actually. So I knew it was always very important. But what I kind of was missing was making the difference to other people. And one of those things that a lot of people are always asking me questions. How do you do this? How do you do that? And so I thought a few years back, me and Lizzie decided that we'd make the break and try and set something up. And we'll be completely honest that when we decided to set this place up, it wasn't anywhere as big as it is now. You know, in our brains, it was a small.
We remember one stage we met you when you were looking for land, and
we came here to do your pool construction.
Yeah.
Yeah. You had that big hair.
Yeah. Yeah. I was going through a
With the
midlife
cap.
crisis.
Yeah.
Look like a surf dude, but I don't really surf very much. Yeah. So it's a big change, and we've risked everything. We sold up everything in the UK. It was that important to us that we really go for this. We saw a gap in the market, and we thought we could add value and really make a difference to other people.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Where you prefer, Sri Lanka or
the UK?
Yeah.
They're extremely different, and it's a very hard. I mean, if you ask me now, I prefer Sri Lanka for sure. But they are two ends of the spectrum. You know, like it's night and day difference. And what's really nice for us is that, you know, everything down to the weather, the culture, food, the people, you name it, it couldn't be more different. So what's great for us is that we can step into both worlds. And when we get a little bit fed up of one, we can go to the other. And we spend most of our time in Sri Lanka, but every now and then when we do go back to the UK, it's really nice. We actually enjoy the cold a little bit and put a jumper on and see our friends' family, go to the pub and enjoy our lives over there. But we prefer it over here. So 90% of the time we prefer here, and then the 10% just gives us that sort of...
What made you select Sri Lanka when there's other countries like Thailand, Indonesia, I mean like Bali, and Maldives, and Dubai? You could have gone to Dubai and started this.
Yeah.
What specialty which made you select Sri Lanka?
I've travelled a lot in my life, and I've seen these opportunities in places before, but always missed the boat. So, for instance, Thailand, Belize was another one, Panama was another one, South Africa, Cape Town was another one. I've been to all these places, and each time I thought, I could set it up here. But it was always just out of reach. Either there was something wrong politically, or financially it was just too expensive. And if I'd maybe got in 10 years earlier, then I hopefully might have been able to do something, but back then I didn't have the finances to do that. So when we came to Sri Lanka, Lizzie and I literally came on holiday. We'd hardly heard of the place. Some friends of ours had been, said it's amazing, and we both wanted to go somewhere that both of us hadn't been before. We came here, and very, very quickly we saw the opportunities here. We saw how underdeveloped it was, how tourism could only grow, and the prices at the time for us were relatively cheap, and we felt that it was worth the risk.
Worth investing in Sri Lanka.
Worth investing in, and obviously there's risk. And we didn't know what was
going into
going
a
on.
country which you don't know, and you're a stranger, plus sometimes you get skin tax.
Yeah, big time. But we knew nothing, so that's the and this is where this channel might really help a lot of people. We didn't know anyone. We've learned the hard way. We've now been here since I think 2015, and probably made every mistake going. But
luckily you are surrounded with good people.
Yeah, and you have to trust people at some point. And I'm not going to say we haven't had some, well, you could say bad luck along the way, but we managed to not be so bad that it stopped us. So yeah, it's been a challenging journey, there's a lot of pitfalls that you can avoid, but you have to have the knowledge. And if you can manage that and know the right people and know the right ways through things, you can have a much easier life. Yeah, we'll get there. It won't take long.
Guys, there's more to come. Stay tuned with us. Fatboys Ceylon.